Hi everyone, thanks for joining me today. I hope that you're all doing well. I was actually hoping to upload this one for the March equinox, but I didn't manage to get it recorded in time, so I'm a few days late with it. But regardless, we've all entered a new season now. Happy astrological new year to everyone. So this is Aries season, and I'm actually a March Aries, so my birthday is just a few days away. Now, I live in a house of boys, so birthdays can be a bit hit and miss, but I think they're getting better over time, actually. I've never really been a birthday person, really, so I tend to just be happy if it's a nice day, so we'll see how we go with it. Now, this is a pick a pile reading. I haven't done one of these in ages. I did do them for a while last year, but then I stopped. But there was just too much going on with my health and my family last year. But anyway, I just suddenly felt guided to do one again, and it was a good surprise because I did like doing them. So hopefully they can start being part of the channel again. Now, if you're interested in watching some of the older pick a pile readings I've done, they are actually in a separate playlist on the channel, so you can find them that way. But that's it. I hope this reading will find you at the right time with the messages that are going to be helpful to you at this point in your journey. Now, I'll have the options for you to choose from on the next slide. Before we go there, we'll just do our love pause like we normally do. So this is where we pause the video and intentionally send some love out into the universe. Or if you'd rather do it this way, you can do a Ho'oponopono prayer. And that would be saying the 4 sentences: thank you, I love you, I'm sorry, and please forgive me. So thanks to everyone who does the love pause, and I'll see you all on the next slide. And here we are with the 3 piles that you can choose from. Take your time looking at these piles and choose the pile or piles that you feel guided to. If you are guided to more than one pile, there may be messages for you in each pile that you're drawn to. So these are general readings, so I think it's important to know that the messages in the pile or piles you choose might not resonate fully for you. But it's always my intention that if you're guided to a pile, you'll find something there that is useful to you. That might be an insight, a piece of wisdom, or the opportunity to see something from a different perspective. I will do these readings in order, so you can just watch the whole video if you want to, or if you just want to watch the reading for a particular pile, you can actually jump straight to it because there will be some timestamps for each reading in the description box. If you happen to enjoy the reading or readings that you watch, please give the video a like, and you can subscribe to the channel if you like my work as well. And thank you to everyone who's already subscribed. In terms of the decks that I've used in this video, they will be listed in the description box. There might be some Amazon links next to the decks so that you can use those to check the decks out. If you do purchase a deck using one of the affiliate links that I've provided, I might earn a small commission for your purchase. Now, the link should take you to the Amazon site that you normally use, and it shouldn't cost you any extra. If you do wish to use the affiliate links to purchase a deck, I've got some extra information in the description box. And that's it, everyone. I'll see you at your reading. Pile 1, hello. Welcome to your reading. Your tarot card is the 8 of Vessels, which is the 8 of Cups. And that's a card that's about leaving an old life behind because it becomes clear that it's not the life that you want. So this is a life that you've put a lot of yourself into, but you know that it's the wrong life and that it will never really be a fulfilling life for you. I do tend to see this as a bit of a painful card because it's never really easy to walk away from something that you've invested a lot of yourself in. So this could be something like a marriage or a serious relationship or a career that you were committed to for years. So 8 cups is actually a lot to walk away from when you think about the fact that the suit goes up to 10 cups. So, you've gotten fairly close to that. And the other thing with the 8 of Cups is obviously you're leaving an established life behind, but where you're going is also unknown territory. And it's not a given that you're going to find the more fulfilling life that you're hoping for. It's just something where you're trusting that the universe will guide you in the right direction. The image on this card is interesting because I guess it's showing that this old life could have been like the Ace of Vessels, except for the fact that this vessel has been broken and it's missing a giant piece at the heart of it. The first oracle card is Kindness, and it features a stag. I'm seeing a heart in this card, and I'm also seeing the zodiac symbol for Virgo, so that might be your sign. But I'm also feeling like there is hermit energy in this card. So Virgo is the sign that relates to the Hermit card, and we do often tend to see stags sort of portrayed as solitary animals, don't we? And of course that would fit with someone leaving their old life. I feel like if this is you, you've been on your own since you left. You've been working on yourself, reflecting, introspecting, and healing. The word kindness on this card and the heart showing up makes me feel like kindness wasn't something you got much of in that life you left behind. And I just got pulled back to that tarot card. So that vessel was broken. It did, I guess, originally when it was intact, look like the Ace of Vessels, the Ace of Cups, until it broke. So I'm feeling like someone did something that broke that vessel, and it couldn't be pieced back together because there was this big piece that couldn't be saved. Now I feel like someone did something very cruel, and it wasn't something that you could get over. So this could be someone you loved at one point, or cared about at one point, and then they started treating you badly, or you discovered that they had another side, and then it wasn't possible for you to love them anymore. You just started seeing them differently. You started seeing that you'd spent too long committed to the wrong kind of person. So this heart that's in this card is making me think of you being on your own and healing your heart so that it can be restored to wholeness. We have the goddess Kuan Yin as the ascended master for this spread, and she's obviously a deity associated with kindness and compassion. So I think it's interesting that kindness shows up on two cards here. I feel like you've been hard on yourself at times. Maybe you felt stupid or foolish for getting yourself into a bad situation, or for trusting the wrong person, or for the fact that it took you so long to see the truth of the situation. And that doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you, because I suspect most people, if they'd been through that experience, would feel the same way. I mean, if they'd been deceived by someone, there would be a part of yourself that would be thinking mean things about itself, I suppose, about you. But I guess it's important to know that what happened was not your fault. That was someone choosing to behave dishonorably, choosing to treat you badly, and you didn't deserve that at all. The goddess Kuan Yin is here holding a lotus at her heart. Now the lotus is a symbol of enlightenment and detachment, and the lotus is famously described as a flower that rises through the murky water to bloom on the surface of that water, and it is a beautiful flower. So I feel like this is saying that your heart is pure and beautiful, and the horrible experiences you've been through cannot change that. Your heart is this beautiful flower. So you need to love this beautiful heart that you have and be kind to yourself. This card is titled Enlightened Action, and the message is choose compassion, move forward with grace. So the goddess is telling you to be like that lotus, beautiful and pure and untainted by the path it's had to travel. Don't let those past experiences stop you from being a kind and loving person towards yourself and towards others. Don't let other people change you. You're the lotus. You're beautiful. If anyone needs to change, it's those other people. It's definitely not you. And that's it for this little reading. I will be moving on to the pile 2 reading next. But if you're leaving the video here and you liked this reading or found it useful, please give the video a like or leave a comment. Thanks. Bye. Hi, pile 2. This is your reading. So your tarot card is the 2 of Wands, and that's about someone who's planning to move in a new direction. Basically, it's a new path that inspires them. It's a new path that takes them into unfamiliar territory. And it's interesting to say unfamiliar territory because that actually came up in pile 1's reading as well. So if you were drawn to that pile, you may want to check it out. There might be a message for you in that pile as well. Having said that, though, the other energies here in this spread are very different to what we had in pile 1, so they might actually be 2 totally separate things, but just the fact that I was guided to those words, unfamiliar territory, so for someone there might be a message in pile 1 as well. Now, the other energies here, we have the fox and we have Vajra Yogini. So the fox card is here with the keyword cunning. And that's saying to me that whatever it is that you're planning, this new path that you wish to head out on, it is something you're being cunning about. So there's the need for some shrewdness, some strategy, and maybe even some deception. I'm not going to judge that because I think sometimes it is necessary to keep your cards close to your chest. One of the first things that jumped out at me with the two oracle cards that we have are how all of these eyes are very prominent. There's even a third eye on the Vajrayogini card, and that is also very prominent. So what I think that's saying is that you're seeing things very clearly. Now, foxes also, I believe they're more active at night time, so they would have good night vision. So I'm just getting a feeling that you are dealing with some darker energies, but you're fully aware of this because you can see them. So that's interesting, and that's probably why you're having this cunning exit strategy, I'm guessing. On this fox card, there are a few other symbols. There is a fox skull sort of superimposed on the fox and a butterfly. So I do feel like you've been through some kind of rebirth or transformation, which would be Scorpio energy. I also feel that this is saying you've been through a dark time and it's changed you in profound ways. So this new life you're planning, I do feel like it is a bit of an exit strategy. It is about getting away from those darker energies that have perhaps been causing problems for you. So you've decided to move away and you've got a cunning strategy for how you're going to do this. The other symbol that's on this fox card is that there are some lunar phases shown on the skull. Now they're not shown in the traditional triple moon formation, so I'm not sure why this is drawn differently, but the moon obviously is related to intuition. And when you look at this skull, these sort of moons are shown over the third eye region as well. So it's making me think of the High Priestess too, even though, like I said, this isn't the triple moon symbol that we would normally associate with the High Priestess. But anyway, I feel like you have an open third eye and you're highly intuitive. I think you have a very good read on your current situation. And so whatever you're up to in terms of your exit strategy, it's probably exactly how you should handle it. It sounds like you're being very prudent to be cunning. So that's good. So as I've said, Vajrayogini is the Ascended Master that has shown up for this reading. So she is a Tibetan Buddhist goddess, and to be honest, I wasn't too familiar with her, so I did go and look her up. It is quite complex reading. I feel like it was high-level content, so I wish I could say I understood it all fully, but to be honest, some of it was confusing to me. So I tried to kind of synthesize what I was going to say, but if you're Buddhist and something I've said here is complete nonsense, please do correct me in the comments because I would hate to be relaying something that isn't accurate. Okay, well, I'll start with the name. So Vajra apparently means diamond or lightning or thunderbolt, and Yogini is basically a female yogi, an enlightened female Buddha. So that combination of words of, lightning and enlightenment, I was sort of getting a Uranus kind of energy from that description because that makes me think of sudden clarity and insights. So it could be that this third eye opening happened very suddenly as well. In the usual images of Vajrayogini, she's shown as a naked young woman with red skin. And while a lot of the things I read weren't exactly like Goddess Kali, some aspects did remind me of Goddess Kali in the imagery especially. Now, she definitely doesn't have a gentle look. So she's shown naked in a fire. She's got weapons. She has skulls on her necklace, but also on her headdress. And she's trampling a couple of individuals with her feet. She's drinking from a cup of blood. She has fangs in some of the images, so she actually looks really fierce, and that certainly did come up in the descriptions that she is fierce. She destroys ego and illusion. She has transcended duality, and she exists in a state of bliss. And the three eyes allow her to see past, present, and future. That's interesting. I'm thinking of the fox with the three moons on the third eye. So maybe it's the same sort of thing, that the ability to see past, present, and future. Anyway, Vajrayogini, she can free her followers from illusions and obstacles and take them to something that's described as the Pure Land. But one of the clearest messages I found, which I think is probably very relevant to this reading, is that she is a goddess who transforms strong passion into enlightened virtues. So that strong passion can become a spiritual passion that's free of selfishness and egoic illusion, and therefore it becomes a passion that will allow one to work towards the well-being of others. And it also suggested that she was the goddess that might best serve individuals who are raging against the degeneracy of the world. So maybe this is you, if you've been dealing with a lot of bad energies and bad people and you're over it and you're pissed off. The goddess Vajrayogini might be the deity that you have been waiting for. So she will liberate you from what you don't need in your life, and she will transform your passion into spiritual purpose. And how I see that working is you'll become some kind of enlightened spiritual warrior. And I think I also read that the followers who gain access to the Pure Land are blessed with youth and health. So there are energies of regeneration and rejuvenation. So even if you've had a tough road and had some terrible experiences, if you are a follower who is worthy of the Pure Land, you're going to feel restored by that process. And that does sound quite good to me, I think. But yes, it was interesting that she is a goddess of transformation, because we did get transformation come up in the Fox card as well. And this ability to see past, present and future is giving me a sense that, as I said earlier, you're seeing it all very clearly. The things that happened in the past, the things that are happening now, and you're even seeing future timelines that relate to choices and actions that you might take today. And because of that sudden Uranus vibe I was getting earlier, you might have gained this clarity of vision very quickly. So there might have been aspects of your life that you really weren't seeing too clearly at all, and then suddenly you knew exactly what was going on, and there were people around you that you couldn't trust. So that would have been a bit jarring, I'm sure, but it sounds like you've adapted and reached the point where you can be quite cunning about it. I'm feeling that you're powerful. Yes, you are. You're the fox and the high priestess, and I don't think you're someone who can be fooled. The message on the Vajrayogini card is titled Transcending Fear. And I do think at this point you are powerful enough that you don't need to be afraid. And the message reads, facing fear leads to fearlessness. Embrace your power. And you know what I'm getting from this? With all these prominent eyes, I think that if you have enemies, you're actually meant to look them in the eye. You're meant to give them the look. Like you see the look the fox is giving and the look Vajrayogini is giving, just give them that look. I don't think you have to say anything to them, but if I feel like you're meant to look them in the eye, and that's why these eyes are all standing out, I think. And I think if you look at these people, if you look them in the eye, it would actually frighten them, because they're going to see that you see them for who they are. They're going to see how powerful you are and that you're not afraid of them. So yeah, definitely give them this look that makes it very clear that you know who they are. Wow, pile 2, that was your reading. It was interesting. So at first I thought it was a bit similar to pile 1, but this has a totally different energy because pile 1 was quite a gentle reading. This is quite fierce. So if you are someone who was drawn to both piles, I'm curious, let me know if you felt both piles resonated or if you could see some connection between them. Because, like I say, at this point in time, they seem like very different energies. Anyway, that's it. The pile 3 reading will be next. But if you're leaving the video here and you liked this reading or found it useful, please give the video a like or leave a comment. Hi, pile 3. These are the cards for your message. We have Mother Isis here in this pile, and I love her, so I'm excited about this reading. Now, your tarot card is pretty great as well. It's the 6 of Wands card, and that is a card that relates to victory and success and recognition, so that's pretty cool. And I'm also drawn to the full moon on this card because it looks like it's duplicated on the Isis card, but I think with the Egyptian headdresses, that's actually a sun disk, so it's not a moon. They do seem connected though, so I wonder if this could be to do with the Aries solar eclipse, because that's coming up in a few days actually. I think it's the 29th of March. Now, despite the positive start, the Oracle card, the first Oracle card features the word defend, and it has a scorpion on it, as well as the zodiac symbol for Scorpio. Now, there's also a golden ring with a crescent moon attached to it. Interesting configuration. It's not the same shape as Isis's headdress, but I'm seeing another circular shape, and the crescent moon is reminding me of horns. So if this is the same headdress as Hathor, those would be cow horns, and the Scorpio symbol, this symbol with the ring and the crescent, it actually looks a bit like the Taurus symbol, doesn't it, but inverted. So I'm wondering if it's not the Aries solar eclipse. This could be the Taurus new moon or the Scorpio full moon, which also happens in Taurus season. And they're signs that oppose each other. I'm not sure where this is going, but we do have the sun and the moon and the Scorpio and Taurus symbology. So I just paused and looked at the date. So the Taurus new moon is on the 27th of April, and the Scorpio full moon is 2 weeks later on the 12th of May. The fact that I was seeing this as maybe an inverted Taurus sign makes me think of the fact that Taurus and Scorpio are opposite signs, and maybe it's about the sun and the moon being opposite each other. So that is leading me more to the Scorpio full moon if there is a timing attached to this. And I think did I say the 12th of May for that? I think I did. So maybe relating to that Scorpio full moon. That was an interesting little diversion towards timing, but maybe this reading does have a specific timing. All right, I'll get back to this defend card. It's coming right after the Six of Wands, so that's making me feel like you have to defend your victory or success, or maybe you're going to need to protect or defend yourself after this victory or success. In this scorpion image, the form of this scorpion is shown very clearly, so you can see the pincers and the tail that we know is capable of delivering a sting. But the other thing that's quite well shown is this exoskeleton on this scorpion. So all of these things that I've pointed out are part of the natural defenses that the scorpion has developed in order to survive. So I feel like you're being told to take stock of what attributes or abilities you have that will aid you in your self-protection. So I don't know what this could be about, but maybe you win a big prize or promotion and it happens very publicly. And so then there's a lot of attention that comes your way, and not all of it is going to be good attention. So there might now be people who want to take from you because you've gained this abundance, or there might be people who want to bring you down because they see you as competition. So I'm just getting that you're going to need to keep your wits about you and realize that not everyone has good intentions. So you need to be prepared for this, because victory and success are great, but there are problems that come with that as well. I just got sting in the tail. So Spirit has a sense of humor. So yeah, success is good, but there might be a sting in the tail. And I'm thinking of those lottery winners who later talk about how getting that much money really messed things up for them in their lives. So they find out that there are false friends, and there are people who start expecting them to give them money and pay for everything, and people who want to take advantage of them. They might start having fights with loved ones over money. It sounds like things can get pretty ugly. And for that reason, I've heard the advice that if you do win the lotto, don't tell anyone, And unfortunately here, though, I just feel like with that Six of Wands card, this was public. I don't think you can hide the fact that you have succeeded at something or won something. I'm also not thinking of this as a lottery win kind of situation, and that's because the Six of Wands is much more about achievement and accomplishment. So maybe this is something you've done that's going to lead to fame and wealth, and it's in a very obvious way. So if you're like a musician or a sports person and you get signed up by a major record label or sports club, and then you're in the big league, and there's money and sponsorships and travel opportunities and all sorts of things. And unfortunately, when that happens, you're going to have to protect yourself from the wolves who start circling. Sorry, I'm just going to have a glass of water. A sip of water, rather. My throat was starting to go. Yeah, I'm not sure I'm really liking this reading anymore. I started off feeling really positive, but anyway, I'll keep going. So Scorpio is a sign, obviously, that has a lot of emotional depth and a lot of emotional intelligence, and they've been, we do tend to see it as a sign that has a bit of a mean streak if they're crossed. So with this reading, maybe I feel like what I'm getting is that's maybe a side of you that needs to be seen. So maybe you need to show people that you aren't easily fooled by their tricks and games, and maybe you also need to show them that you have firm boundaries. I'm thinking of that exoskeleton on that scorpion. And you might also need to show them that you have the ability to pinch and sting if they try to push past those boundaries that you've established. So yeah, I don't think this is you being a bad person, but I think that if you're seen as too nice, those wolves will be all over you because they'll see you as weak. So what I'm getting here is don't even let yourself fall into that hole. So right from the start, show people that you're smart and savvy and observant, and that there are things that you won't accept or tolerate from the people around you. So this is really just about showing people that you're not someone that they can steamroll or manipulate or exploit. You're showing them that you're the boss of your life and you'll be the one who decides how things unfold. And if they want to be in your circle, in your territory, they're going to have to respect you and your boundaries. So I'm getting like an emperor vibe, an emperor energy that's coming through strongly here. There's no Aries in this spread, but I'm thinking about the fact that Mars is a co-ruler of Aries and Scorpio. So I think it's just saying that you need to channel that strong divine masculine energy and take no nonsense from other people. And I think if you come across as a tough nut to crack, those wolves will just see you as too much of a challenge for them to bother with. And let's face it, when you're dealing with predatory kinds of people, they're always looking for the easiest targets, aren't they? They want their victims to be weak, vulnerable, easily influenced, easily deceived. That's the kind of person they're looking for. So if you prove that you're none of those things, then, they're going to go, oh, what's the point of this? Let's find someone else to take advantage of. All right, now Mother Isis is here with a message about reclaiming magic, and the card reads, call back your power and what is rightfully yours. So I do like that she's here. Mother Isis was a powerful magician and healer, and she was clever and she was really strong as well as a character. So she did face challenges, but she always faced them confidently with intelligence and self-belief. And so nothing really ever took her down because, she couldn't be messed with really. And I feel like that's the reason she's here. I feel like that this is the energy that you want to be in as well, like really strong, really confident, believing in yourself. And yeah, just having that confidence that there's nothing you can't handle. Like if people want to challenge you, you'll stand up to that challenge. I think that you're also a clever person and a strong person. So don't doubt for 1 second. Like if people want to mess with you, you're going to handle it, and you're actually going to surprise them with the way you handle it. Because I think Isis in her stories, people would try and mess with her and they wouldn't succeed, and it would probably have shocked them because they think they're dealing with a female goddess perhaps, but she was up to all the challenges. So I think you will surprise people. Like if they try and mess with you, you'll surprise them, and they'll realize very quickly that they've underestimated you. And that's really what I'm getting from this Isis card being here. The words reclaiming your magic and calling back your power are making me think maybe you need to formally do that as well. So maybe in the past you've given your power away and that's weakened you. So you may be aware, but there are various what's the word? Various verses you can say that intentionally call back your power. You can obviously formulate one of your own, and I often think if it's like a spell, it's best that you do formulate your own because you know what you want it to do. But because of this message in this card, I think I will just do one for this reading, and I think it would probably resonate for most people. So here it goes. I call back my energy from all people, entities, objects, places, and experiences, and from all dimensions and timelines. I call all of my energy back to me. I call all of my power back to me. I release any energy that is not my energy. I am shielded and protected from any energy that is not for my best and highest good. I am now whole and complete. And so it is. All right, pile 3, that concludes your reading. So even if that wasn't the most positive reading, I do just feel like I want to say this. You do have a victory that's showing up in this spread, and it's something you worked hard to achieve. And I think that you should be really proud of yourself. And you should also make sure that you really enjoy this victory, because this is a positive thing that's happening in your life. And even though you might be dealing with some shitty types that get pulled in by your victory, don't let those people spoil it for you, because you've worked for this and you deserve it. So that's my final word on that. Right, so if you're leaving the video here, if you enjoyed the reading or found it helpful, please give the video a like or leave a comment before you go. Lastly, just thank you for being here, and I'll hopefully see you on the next video. Thanks, bye.